You say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm the baby daddy.
Okay.
I'm Brandon. How you doing?
Awkward. Okay, so we're going to be doing our ask video, and I don't really know where to start, but you guys ask questions, and we're going to answer them to the best of our knowledge. First question.
Where are you going?
Back.
Nope.
How have we adjusted to such a new lifestyle so quickly?
You want to take this one, Jim?
Nope, we're going to both answer.
Together?
No, like you answer your answer, and then I'm going to answer mine.
You're going to follow my lead?
No.
You're sissy. The quickly is really what I'm caught up on, because I feel like we haven't adjusted quickly. Oh my God, man. It's been a year and a half. It took me a year to really get used to being a parent. It was really weird that one day, you look at him, look at this little guy, and I could finally feel like he was mine, like that was my son. It takes a long time to get used to that kind of idea.
Okay.
Okay, cookies. You adjusted to such a... It helps to be in routine.
Yeah.
Now that Caden's in daycare, we kind of have a routine by now. It's been about a year and a half that we've been working at it. And so with me going to school, she's working, Caden at daycare, we kind of have a system. And so it helps us that at least we have somewhere for him to be and we're not really missing out on what we need to do. And so develop your routine, follow it, and try not to get caught up on little obstacles throughout the day. What are you doing?
I don't think we've adjusted quickly. I think people will think that we've adjusted quickly. But I think we'd just be like anybody other. I think we're just like any other couple who had to move quickly and have a baby quickly and adjust quickly. I think it was helpful to have support from friends and family to adjust quickly. I don't really think we did either.
Our social media image puts us off as like the perfect little couple and family. There is there's a lot of behind the scenes work, I guess you could say, and a lot of support that we go through that you guys will never know about, never hear about, I guess. But that's really what gets us through. There's a lot of fighting between us that you get over it, you talk, you communicate, you move through it. And then just with our family support and just having to grow up really fast, it makes it seem like we've adjusted pretty quickly, but it's been a process. So just keep working towards it. Don't give up on each other. Don't give up on your family.
That's cute. I don't know if this was really a question, but I know it was kind of part of the person who asked the question. It says, what is the secret to being a young, successful couple with a child? I'll start. I think Brandon kind of answered that in his last answer to that question. I think I don't really know that there is a secret to being a young, successful couple with a child. I think that we are one of the few who are still together, and one of the few that are actually... One of the few that actually is doing somewhat well. Like I said, I think it helps when we have support from our friends and family.
That was a good fart, Caden. Woo! Blow that one away.
Like Brandon said, there's a lot of stuff that people don't know about. I think people always tell me all the time how cute we are and we're such a good couple, and they ask me questions like, how do we do it, and when are we gonna get married? Anyways, people ask all the time, like when we're gonna get married and stuff, but I don't think they really know like how hard it is to be a young couple with a child, let alone a successful one. I think we both try extremely hard in our daily lives. Brandon goes to school, I go to work, and then we come home and we have Kaden, and that's a full-time thing. And then we have ourselves, and we don't get a lot of time to work on each other, but I know that I try really hard to keep that in my daily routine, is to hang out with Brandon, just us, without Kaden, so that we keep our communication going and we keep a love life going. But it's hard. It's definitely hard. I don't really know that there's a secret. I think we have, I'm going to be cheesy, not chemistry. I think we have a connection that some people just don't have, and I think that's a big thing. I think if you don't have, like, love for the other person, then it's not going to last. And I don't know. I'm curious to know what your answer is.
Secret to being a young, successful couple. Honestly, there is no secret. To each his own. Honestly, like I said earlier, we have this social media image where we seem perfect. I promise you that's not how it is. We have a lot of disagreements. There's a lot of arguments. It's constant communication. There's a lot of issues you have to go through, especially with a child, dealing with him and his issues, his needs, her needs, my needs, our needs. There's a lot of needs that need to be met, and it's really hard to do that. That's right, cute boy. So there really is no secret. It's just a matter of, what do you want? Do you want to be there for your child? Do you want to be there for the mother of your child? Do you want to be there for yourself? It's just a matter of working towards each other rather than working for yourself. I have a problem with that quite often, working for myself. And so we have a lot of, we'll call it bickerments about it. But it's just about understanding each other. It's hard. Don't let us fool you or let anybody else fool you thinking this is going to be an easy process. Kids raising kids is not an easy thing to do. It makes you grow up overnight, and there's no secret to it. You're going to learn every day. You'll never just wake up and be a good parent. You're going to learn something new every day about being a parent, about being in a relationship with a child. So understand that it's a process, like everything else.
I think we're also very fortunate to be educated people, that we kind of know what we want to do with our lives, and we know what we like. I think we have similar goals, so I think that helps that we move forward together and not separately, because I think a lot of people grow apart when they have a child young, because they don't really know what each other wants, and they don't know where they're going together, so they separate altogether. I don't really know.
This is gonna be a long video, people. It's sacrifice more than anything. You have to understand that if you have a child, you are gonna give up almost everything about yourself, because there's a lot of things. You're not losing who you are, but there's certain things that you just have to understand you're going to lose when you have a child. Like time to make videos. You just can't even make videos in peace with babies running around, because they're just going to fall and scream. But darn it, are they cute. So understand that it's going to be hard. You're going to have days that are harder than others, days that are better than others. But if you find yourself giving up, just look at that little baby. You know, look at that pretty face. And be like, damn, that's what I'm working for. And then it'll push you through.
I think we're still in love. What do you think?
Yeah.
Up for debate. Okay, next question. This one's just for me, so I'll answer. If I could be a stay-at-home mom, would I? I love this question because it's easy. Yes. I think a lot of people don't know this. For exactly a year and a month of Caden's life, I was fortunate enough to stay home with him almost every day. while Brandon went to school. We had the money and resources to where I didn't have to work, and that allowed Brandon just to go to school. So up until this last July, I didn't have to have a job. So I got to stay home with him, and I wouldn't trade it for world. If I could have worked that whole year and been a millionaire, I don't think I would have, because I got to watch my son grow from a baby to this. And I would do it again. If we had enough money... Stop.
He's popping it out.
If we had enough money to where I could stay at home and Brandon just worked and we could live off of one income so I could take care of the kids, I would, because it's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. This will make a great video.
I didn't teach him this. Blooper reel.
I think this one's kind of applying to both of us. What do you think you would be doing now if you never got pregnant? I hate this question, to be honest. I'm the type of person who doesn't like to regret things. I think everything kind of happens for a reason, and whether it's for good or for bad, I just take it as it is. So, I think if I never had Caden, to be honest, I don't know if me and Brandon would be together. If we were, we'd probably be in a smaller apartment, Brandon's still going to school, maybe have a job, and I would have a job that probably isn't the one I have now. I don't know, or hopefully I wouldn't be in Lancaster, because never going back there. I don't know. I don't know what I would be doing. I don't really want to know, because I love you guys. I don't know.
Where would I be without Caden? You know, I spent a lot of time thinking about this question. Like, what would your life be different? And everything would be different. I mean, a child will change everything about your life. It changes everything you thought your life would be, everything you were going to get out of life in the 5 years after high school. I don't know, man, because he is kind of a glue that holds us together a lot of times. And so without him, it's hard to say. As a couple with Caden, you have to count him into the equation whenever you're talking or making any sort of decision. So without him, I don't know if we'd be together. But we'll never know. Doesn't matter. Could we have him? We're together.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Not a good question.
I know. I hate that question. What traits and or qualities of ourselves do we see in Caden? And this applies to personality and facial features.
He has my toes.
Everybody tells me that he looks just like me. Most of the time I don't see it. I saw it a lot more when he was a baby. But...
Twins.
No one's ever really said that he looks like Brandon. Sometimes I do see Brandon and Caden, but he does seem to have a little bit of Brandon's traits. I think that he's very determined like Brandon. When he wants to do something, he does it, and that's that. Like, if you try to stop Caden from doing something that he wants to do, he's going to do it anyways. And even if you tell him no, like, he's still going to do it. And that's definitely Brandon.
Scusi.
Myself, I think he's very outgoing like me.
I'm not getting it anymore. You're just throwing it down.
I
love you.
Okay.
I love you. I love you. Daddy.
Daddy.
He talks a lot. He talks to random people.
Daddy.
Back. Yes. Okay.
Back.
Okay. Be back. Okay. He loves to eat, which is definitely me. He loves food, and that's not really like a quality or trait, I think, but he does love food. If anybody knows Caden, they know that food is his favorite thing besides me, and I love food. So, yeah.
Was it my turn? Like I said, he has my toes, which is really what's important here. Sometimes when he's leaning back on a pillow and he gets that double chin, I look at him and I think, that's me. Caden, that is my child.
Brandon was a little chubby as a child.
I was a healthy young man.
Chubby.
Don't let Colby fool you. I carried my baby weight for 18 years, and it did me good. Aside from how he looks, because if he is not a clone of his grandmother and his mother, then I don't know what to tell you. In terms of his personality, he's a baby. He's going to be a mix of both of you. He's going to have characteristics that other people will say is from me, other people say it's from Colby. He's really interested in reading and books and we'll call it learning.
Yeah.
And so I'd say that's a me thing.
I like reading.
You don't enjoy school.
I hate school, but I like reading and learning.
I would say he's a good mix of both of us in terms of his personality. He definitely has the attitude of his mother and the good looks of his father. That's probably the best way to put it.
He is a brat.
That's probably a little bit of me.
And me, definitely.
We were both bad children.
I was a great child.
I was a great child, too.
Brandon was flipping people off when he was like 5.
Who wasn't?
Not me.
Well, you just didn't have good enough friends.
Okay.
There's just moments that you'll look at him, or I will look at him, and I'm just like, I can see me in him. And those are kind of the moments that make you happy on the inside. But I'm just happy that he enjoys going to what I call school, which is really just daycare for babies. But that he will bring a book up to us and say read or book, and that his favorite activities are generally something that's thought-provoking in terms of a puzzle or a book. He doesn't just sit there banging walls and throwing things.
Those were all the questions that people asked us.
That's right.
And I added 2 more questions that I thought people might want to know, or just like I don't know. Most people know how old we are. But just for the record, I am 20. I'll be 21 in April. Brandon is 21. He'll be 22 in December. And Caden is about 1.5. I don't know how many months. I'm not doing the math. But he will be 2 years old in June. So that's kind of depressing. What are our aspirations for the future?
I'd love to potty train this little guy.
What's the next step?
You can go first.
Our aspirations for the future. No, I want you to honestly answer.
My aspirations for the future. In terms of schooling, I'm graduating about, June of next year. So I'm really hoping to dive into the world of business. It's always what I've wanted to do. If anybody knows me from high school, you know that's kind of what I did for 4 years as the candy man. And so I'm really looking to get into entrepreneurship, business ownership, start working for a company that's along those lines, and kind of get my feet wet in the business world. Because it's just what I want to do. It's what I've always wanted to do. I would love to be successful for my family. That's just me. I'd love to start traveling. If there was any way that we could have like a vacation once a year where we just go somewhere, that would be my dreams coming true, because I would just love to see the world, and I would love to share that with these little guys. Well, this guy, and then she's just a big one. For Caden, I'm just looking forward to him starting actual school and just kind of continuing to see him grow up. It's a real unique process to see a child grow. It's kind of hard for us. Seeing him every day, you don't notice the little things that they do. But, I mean, you'll have moments where you look at him and you're like, when did you get big? When did you start talking? When did you just start kicking back and relaxing, right? So I'm just looking forward to seeing this guy grow up and what kind of person he turns into. It's exciting.
What about for us?
For our relationship, my aspirations are to, in the simplest way to say it, is to get along more. Because I don't do the argument thing.
You finished?
Was that a question, or are you telling me I'm done?
No, I was asking.
Yeah, basically. Sum things up, I would love to be in the business world, a successful person. Trey Songz and Drake said it best. I just want to be successful. That would be great. I think about it almost constantly.
Yeah.
The idea of having money and having freedom to do what you want at any point in time, not worrying about the cost of things. That would just be a great freedom and openness of your thought process without having that worry. For Caden, I'm excited about seeing him grow up. He's kind of at the age of 2 to where he's going to either become a terrible 2-year-old or he's going to just be a great baby. I'm just looking forward to his progress. I'm excited about that. For our relationship, I would love to get along more. Colby thinks we're dreamy. I think we are just dandy. But darn it if you can't ever improve a relationship, especially this one. Any relationship that involves a child is always complicated. But we just need to stop fighting about the same thing over and over. When we have arguments, I kind of distance myself from them because I don't do the argument thing, especially when I feel they're stemmed from small issues.
And tell him that he just needs to talk to me about it, and then it'll be over.
I'm not a talker.
That's your fault.
It's my fault that I'm not a talker. But like I said, it's a process. You are never going to have a perfect relationship or perfect anything. You just work towards becoming better at whatever it is you're doing. So, go Puddin' Pop.
My aspirations for the future for myself
Ooh, we gotta work together in business.
would to be, I don't know. Yeah, Brandon and I talk about it all the time. Like, I've always wanted to open my own bakery. And so Brandon would do the business part of it, and then I would just do the baking and decorating and hiring and all that good stuff. Yeah. So
It'd be both of our dreams coming true in one little bakery.
yeah. So that's my aspirations for the future, for myself. For Caden, I would just like to see him do well in school and just be happy. As a parent, all you really want for your child is to be happy with themselves and their life, and that's really all I want for him. I don't know. He's not old enough yet for me to say that I wish, he's going to go to college and do all these grand things. I just want him to do whatever he wants that makes him happy, and that'll make me happy. Hopefully, once he's like another year or so, get him into some sports or something, and then preschool and all that good stuff. But we're not there yet. He's just in daycare, and he enjoys that. He has little friends and stuff, so he's happy now, so I'm happy where he's at.
Wish us luck that his terrible 2s are not as terrible as you hear. There's a lot of horror stories about children that are 2. If Caden lives up to those horror stories,
he's still a well-behaved child.
I don't know what I'm going to do. But he shows good signs of being a peaceful child, so wish us luck out there.
My aspirations for
Still going.
us, obviously I would like to marry Brandon someday, but we're not ready now. It'll be a while, and I know that we both need to get to a place where we have careers, not just jobs, and I don't know, just be stable. And I think because we're not in a stable enough place right now, is why we don't get along, as Brandon says, enough or as much. I think we have, he's going to school every day, I'm going to work every day. I don't make a lot of money. We don't make a lot of money. We're living, paycheck to paycheck. That's just reality. So when we are in a stable place, I think then we'd be able to work a lot more on a relationship, and then marriage would come, and then, a house, more kids, I don't know. So I'm gonna wrap this up because it's been a long video. But thank you for asking questions. Thank you for watching. And if you have any more questions, you can ask. Do another video eventually with more questions that you guys have. Progress we've made. I don't know. Do you have anything you want to say?
Colby doesn't want me to say this, but if you want me to elaborate on anything, if you have any dad questions from the father side and that perspective, either tell her in the comment section, Facebook me, do whatever you gotta do, because it's hard to answer these kind of questions in a restricted amount of time with a crazy baby. So don't be afraid to ask.
We're always open to questions and comments. If you want to see more videos like this, comment below.
If this video ends up being long, my apologies.
Say bye, Kaden.
You.
Say love you.
You can say nothing. Oh.
Bye-bye. So keep watching. But thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon.
Goodbye, loyal fans.